He should have been reincarnated as more strong, but his sister has all his power. Sarah is a teenager who tried save a little girl from a car accident. Traffic, he explains it as something that made his body move on its own, but unfortunately he was hit and passed out. About the car, despite his bad luck, I was still happy that at least the girl, you're safe, but think about what's going to happen when people most close to him find out what happened to him, especially his sister. Older, he suddenly sees a man, bright, emitting and pulling in, transferring to a strange place there. He sees some lines, a castle and a dragon, and he thinks he was given a second chance in another world. He immediately start exploring the close to the city compared to several games he played, and then bumped into someone. He realizes that everyone here speaks his language despite the scenario appear European. He realizes that there is a skill shop guild and all what he experienced in his games favorites, so your only guess. Excited is that he was reincarnated in a game world, but it's still pretty dumb. He takes a selfie with his phone and think about how to get in contact with people, besides that he has no money or contact, and he doesn't know how to behave like a normal person. In the different world, he was so in love with this new world that even hung up the phone and sold it for a high price because someone thought it was a rare artifact, and with that money he can buy weapons and armor. By being a total gamer, he prioritized the status of agility and wear leather armor and a sword as his weapon. While he entered the guild, he nervously asked a mission. The receptionist, noticing that it's his first time, she decides why explain everything to him and help him settle. Register as an adventurer for your first mission. She recommends you to hunt killer rabbits. They are monsters of ranking and very easy to kill. He gets all excited. Is his first mission, but to his surprise he found a huge high level. He thinks he is easy, but the monster starts chasing her. While I like making fireballs, your struggle to survive hell. He dodges everything luckily, and if hides, he needs a strategy and also need to know his skills and statistics, but ends up discovering that barely has any stats. He is just an ordinary villager. He believed that would start with high stats. One time he was reincarnated, but he was wrong. To make worse, your only skill is stone throwing level 1 without much option. He decides to entrust his life in that same skill. He takes a stone, prepares all his strength and throws it in the air. Believe it or not, traveled only 2 meters. I think the guy reincarnated wrong. Winter grows into a patient and decides to end his prey, fearing for her life, called the name sister, and to his surprise she appeared before him. She smiles as she looks to him, feeling that he called out to her, but Winter doesn't wait. He attacks her with several fireballs, creating a huge explosion. She dodged by jumping and perceived the power overflowing within her body. Her body felt light with a stroke and the will to protect his little brother. She destroyed the dragon, leaving amazed, but she simply claims it's child's play. Believed that his sister was just a illusion, but suddenly she jumps on top of him, claiming that she missed him. She was real, and worse, she has the complex of cute younger brother. Serious one more curious how it ended up there in this world. She revealed a shocking truth. He had not died in her world, but just lay in a coma. But she heard smiling and talking about being reincarnated in a new world, so she assumed her spirit had traveled to this new world, and her love for it caused her to smash her head against the wall until she died and followed him to another world. Sarah asked her sister how she was so strong, and she revealed that her constant preoccupation with him gave her the strength she needed. The skirt believed that her sister knew the way back to her world, but was shocked to learn that she doesn't know. However, he accepted this truth, and they decided to live like brothers in this new world where his sister is who is open. He is the secondary. A few weeks if passed since they got together in this world, and they have a mission to kill 3 orcas that are destroying completely a village. Leaving the plains in panic, the monsters can easily subdue the guards and celebrate their new achievement. In the middle of the chaos, there's a little girl trying to hide between the buildings, crying for her life. We suddenly see towards to the monsters. The monsters stay impressed by their courage and asks who he is, and he introduces himself Like an adventurer, the monsters mock his, but he's determined to prove your strength and take those evil monsters to the ground. Orcuts considered themselves invincible and insulted Saga by the better number. The monster was attacking him, and the only reaction of finding and went to protect himself with just one arm. Piercing stone rises from the ground and stabs Orcut's gut. Immediately, Maya looks at him. She raises her hand, and despite the orca begging for forgiveness, she get the skirt claims like her impious. But she couldn't forgive the monsters in the deep the Sarah, and thinks that she cared about the dead villagers, but in the reality it was only bad because they insulted her younger brother. While Maya took care of the scratch, she didn't. She could help but worried about her welfare. She knew very well the pain from the wounds and didn't want his brother suffered the same. Mayan fate brought a potent elixir saved for the last boss to heal her scratch, but Sorrow was insistent, saying that all it took was a little spit to heal. Looking into her face, he realizes about his mistake. The villagers gathered around, curious to hear about the hero who saved his village. Suddenly, girl proclaimed who was baking and who saved the day, and everyone starts praising as a mighty hero. After returning to Tanya Guild, prepared a party for Sai because he managed to go up several levels very fast. Even if it was Maya killing all monsters, always got the credits. She gives him one badge, mentioning that he cannot sell or give to someone else because counts as official identification. Of this, he must never falsify his ranking, otherwise he will lose the head. With no other option to save your life, he begs his sister to hide his strength to look like he is strong, asking her to show her stats. She misunderstands and raises the younger brother complex to another level, revealing your 3 measurements. It teaches about the status window, but find it strange she has no source that indicates his statistics. He thinks that there is an error, but he realizes what her level is wrong, and the stats are so high that they get off the status window screen. He orders her never to show her screen status to anyone at the same time, as feel your pride completely destroyed as a player who started without statistics. Suddenly they hear a nearby commotion. They decide Chak can come to the party for the most famous adventurers, the clan. Such a party strong that the kingdom prepare one before set out to defeat the demon lord. Sarah gets excited when she finds out about the demon lord. Your sister doesn't understands this a lot, so he quickly explains who is the final boss, and usually the guy who lets go back into his pro world. She gets excited, but the clerk who bought the phone from mentions that the party went to the leader. He is 2 levels above bad luck and is the strongest adventurer out there, but has people who don't like it, like that old man jealous the guy starts to do scene destroying an open air bar. In short, the old man had the same rating like Sorry, but it was demoted. But the clerk does not worry. Sarah is there, he is strong. Everyone starts to pressure Sarah to go into action, but he's almost peeing your pants. The pressure starts rising with everyone screaming his name, and the old man had the brilliant idea of insult the Sarah as well as the orcs. His sister clearly doesn't like it and wants turn it into old ground beef, but the Sarah cannot be exposed, so he says Maya her secret plan while promises to do anything with her. Then he starts to move to front, pretending to be an op boy. In short, he threatens, insults the old guy. The guy didn't like it and decided to go upstairs like crazy maniac, but Sarah just moves his arm as if creating a line between them, and a huge crack appears on the floor. As imagine he is weak, obviously his sister who